And in today's video, I'm gonna bring you guys a special kind of video for today because it's not because of what I'm wearing or whatever, that case may be, because this I had to get dressed up for school, so nothing about that. But this is like a point that I have to make that a lot of people are not understanding, and it kind of bothers me, and like it kind of irks me a little bit because some people don't understand this. You cannot compare boxing to UFC. I don't know how many times will I ever say this in my life, or I don't know how many times will I ever like think of it or even try to say something to somebody. You cannot think of it the same because literally I saw this post on Instagram. I'm not gonna link it. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Like literally, it said, it was a picture of Conor McGregor, and it said, I'm the champion, and then it goes Floyd Mayweather on his pool table with all of his belts and everything, and he goes, "Bitch, please." You cannot compare that, okay? You cannot compare that. Obviously, McGregor and Mayweather, they're two different types of fighters. They're way too different. One's a boxer, one's a UFC fighter. He knows mixed martial arts and everything, okay? You cannot compare them, no matter how many times or whatever way you want to compare them. You cannot compare them, no matter how. So there's one post that I saw on Instagram. It was saying how, they were saying how, Mayweather was this and boxers is not good enough or something. How is boxing not good? Literally, boxing is a hand game. It's a stand-up game like this right here. What's so bad about that? UFC, you only take like a couple punches and you go into grappling and submission and all that. There's nothing special about that. Boxing is a stand-up game. You get a punch in the face, your lights are going out. Your lights are going out of your head. Literally, your soul's gonna go out and then come back into you, like you get stunned. Like that's not the same as being submission and almost like not having air in your head. And then this one person, I saw a comment, and it was really true. I really liked this comment, but I'm not gonna say it or link it or whatever. I'm not gonna give the person a name or whatever. Said, you cannot understand this and that. Like I'm not gonna go into specifics and all that. He said you disrespected boxing and everything, and I definitely agree with what he said. He said a lot. I'm not gonna get into that much detail because it really was a lot. Like I'll tell you, like if I were to like scroll, like literally it took me about 3-4 scrolls to actually look at the entire thing, But this is one thing that people cannot compare. Those are way two different sports. Yes, you're gonna say, oh, but they have their hands or they're moving around. No, that's not the same. Okay, they have two things in common, but what? There's different of it. Like you see, like what do you call it? UFC defends their championships in the what do you call it? The divisions and all that. Boxing is different. You have the title, you get it. Period. You get it. That's it. It's yours. But for UFC, you defend that. It's not like boxing. You can defend it. You can defend it and can whatever. It's it's a whole different story. But my point here is you cannot compare the two, no matter how you want to, because think about it. You have obviously two different kind of games. Boxing is viewed differently because you have two men right there who were prepared physically, mentally, and they were there ever since it. People who ever started young, they have that experience and they're in the ring, they're ready. But boxing is so different because you're there and it's your hands. People who weigh about 140, 150, 160, they literally can punch 160 pounds right into their hand. That hand hurts. What does UFC do? UFC can do kicks, submissions, grappling, and barely punches. Barely. The only person I really ever see punching is McGregor. That's it. Like, I mean, not to say I don't watch a lot of UFC. I like to make that statistic or anything, but I don't see a lot. Literally, I see kicks, knees, takedowns. I don't see nothing but, I barely see any punches. Boxing, A and B and C. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. But why is it that every time I see something about boxing and UFC, there has to be some sort of comparison? That's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't know how many times will I ever say it in this video. It's not the same. It's not the same. No matter what, because you cannot put them the same. You cannot put a UFC fighter in a ring, in the boxing ring, or you can't put a boxer in a UFC ring. That's two different environments. That's like saying you're going to put a fish in land and expect it to live. Or you're going to put a bird in water. It doesn't make sense. Like, it does not make sense. I want to bring this kind of discussion now because some people are saying that, I'm not trying to say about who's the better boxer or UFC fighter, which, by the way, in my opinion, I think Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. If you guys disagree with me, just write in the comments. I don't care. This is my opinion. I think Muhammad Ali was the best and the greatest of all. I'm trying to bring this discussion now because I don't want to talk about this and have questions being raised. I want to make it clear to most of you guys who are boxing fans or UFC fans or any fans in general, like, you cannot compare. That's like, you know how some people say that there's a difference if like flag football and football? Yeah, there's a big difference. You have to just pull off a flag and that's it. You stop. You don't hurt nobody. Football in general, there's like two-hand touch, the tackle, and all that. There's a lot. Like, I'm not sure, like, there's like soccer, like all the sports have variations of it, you know what I mean? You can't compare it. Like, you can't say hockey's the same as basketball or football is the same as soccer. It's not the same. You can't compare it. Like, there's no other way for me to explain that because there is no comparison. Like, whatever way you look at it, A cannot be the same as B, or, you know, left can't be the same as right. There's no comparison, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make this video mostly because I wanted to get that out of the people's head, you know, because it's not only that I find it to be annoying, but at the same time, people are like, oh, imagine Mayweather and McGregor in a fight. Listen, I'd love to see that. As like a viewer and like a person who loves to watch boxing and UFC, that would be awesome. Like watching like two of the biggest names fighting, but you can't do that. They're two different names for boxing and UFC. You can't put them together. It's like putting two puzzle pieces that don't even go together. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So you have to think about it. What is best? You know, you can't always say UFC is similar to boxing. It's never the same. Literally, boxing is hands. UFC is literally a mix of martial arts. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys enjoyed my little rant video, you know, because I just want to make it so that people know the difference and just like stop with these like stupid like posting that they have like on Instagram and Twitter and all that. Like, I've seen it all day. It gets annoying, you know. So let me know if you guys want to see any more boxing videos, whether I like do reviews on like boxers or something like that, or maybe just like views like, or like how my views of boxing or UFC and all that, you know. Just let me know in the comments, you know, let me know, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. Give it a thumbs up if you guys do. And it's been Swarm, guys. Later.